The free kick is football's purest test. It strips away the chaos of open play. Just one player, a wall, and a stationary ball. For the last 20 years, any conversation about the best dead ball specialists has centered around two names, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Here is the current state of their rivalry. At the top, Messi holds 71 career free kick goals, while Ronaldo trails with 65. But frequency adds special context. Messi scores a free kick every 16.3 games. Ronaldo needs 20.4 games to hit that same mark. Looking at these numbers, you might picture a neck-and-neck race, with both players trading goals year after year for 2 decades. The reality is completely different. Their final goal counts are the product of two opposing, inverted career trajectories. One peaked early, the other peaked late. This divergence is the direct consequence of the specific mechanical systems used to strike the ball. To understand how we arrived at 71 and 65, we have to evaluate the specific physics they applied to their shots and track how those techniques converted into actual goals over time. By breaking down their methods, we can definitively answer which approach provided the most reliable return on investment over a complete athletic lifespan. During his early years at Manchester United, Ronaldo built a reputation for outrageous set pieces. His very first goal for the club came from a free kick. He engineered a specific striking technique, the knuckleball. By hitting the ball square with his laces, he prevented any spin from occurring. Without spin to stabilize it, the ball interacts violently with the air. It dips and swerves erratically, making it incredibly difficult for a goalkeeper to read the path. This method yielded a massive early return. In just his first 5 seasons in the Liga, Ronaldo scored 23 direct free kick goals. This chart illustrates the sheer volume required for that output. Before the 2014-2015 season, Ronaldo averaged 35 free kick attempts every single year. But the knuckleball comes with a serious flaw. It is a highly volatile mechanic. To execute it consistently, the striker needs absolute peak physical explosiveness. As his body aged, that explosiveness naturally waned. In league play since 2014, his success rate has dropped to just 4.0%. This physical decline was compounded by a change in his environment. He was no longer the only option standing over the ball. He began sharing the pitch with other elite set-piece takers, players like Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, Miralem Pjanic, and Paulo Dybala. Because these teammates absorbed high-value opportunities, Ronaldo's average attempts fell to 9 per season after 2014. Fewer attempts meant fewer chances to calibrate a highly sensitive technique. Without constant repetition, the knuckleball lost its rhythm. Ronaldo's approach created an era of high-variance spectacle, but the physical demands of his chosen mechanic made it impossible to maintain dominance over time. Messi's timeline is the exact inverse. For him, the free kick threat emerged much later. Early in his career at Barcelona, he wasn't the primary option. He deferred those duties to established specialists, primarily Ronaldinho. Even after Ronaldinho left, Messi often played second fiddle to Xavi, waiting until it became obvious that he was the superior offensive weapon. This timeline graphic shows exactly how delayed his start was. By the end of 2013, Ronaldo had accumulated 39 free kick goals. Messi had only 14. When he finally took control, Messi utilized a distinctly different mechanic. Instead of raw power, he focused on a highly repeatable, precision curling technique. He established an optimal striking zone, consistently bending the ball into the top corners from 20 to 25 yards out. He also introduced tactical variations. By occasionally sliding the ball underneath a jumping wall, he forced defending teams to start lying players flat on the ground to block him. As the undisputed taker, his volume skyrocketed. Since 2014, Messi has taken 321 free kick shots in league play, and the return on those attempts is highly efficient. In that same post-2014 timeframe, Messi has converted 9.3% of his chances, more than double his rival's rate. That efficiency allowed him to erase a massive 25-goal deficit and permanently overtake his longtime rival. Because a curling technique relies on geometry and spin rather than peak athleticism, he has maintained this threat late into his career, delivering for PSG, Inter Miami, and Argentina. Messi sacrificed early career numbers to perfect a low-variance system. That patience compounded into devastating efficiency, exactly when most players physically decline. When we overlap these two journeys, the underlying mechanics dictate the exact shape of their careers. Judging their set-piece success solely by their final totals of 71 and 65 misses the reality of how they produced those goals. This quadrant chart helps map out the trade-off. We can plot peak spectacle on the horizontal axis against longevity and reliability on the vertical axis. Ronaldo's system dominated the top right early on, but as his body aged, the knuckleball lost its reliability, pulling his efficiency down over time. If you prioritize sheer distance, velocity, and variance, the pre-2014 Ronaldo model is incredibly hard to beat. Messi started quietly in the bottom left, but as he refined his curling mechanic and monopolized the attempts, his reliability climbed steadily. If the goal is to maximize the return on investment through repeatable mechanics, Messi's approach is the clear statistical winner. The divergence between these two players highlights a practical reality in sports. A system built on technique will scale much better than one built on physical explosiveness. Power fades as the body slows down. Precision, however, relies on calibration and repetition. It survives athletic decline. In the span of a 20-year career, mechanical consistency compounds. That predictable efficiency is what makes Lionel Messi the definitive statistical victor.